Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros MLB. This is Leading Off Live, brought to you by PrizePicks. Sign up today for PrizePicks. Use that promo code Leading Off when you do to get the $100 deposit, up to $100 match from PrizePicks. And of course, I'm Joey P. Joe Pizzapia. That, of course, is the Welsh, and it's you, the Peanuts, the Cracker Jacks. Welsh, we've got some good news, we got some bad news, we got some milestones, we got some call-ups. It is a busy day of Major League Baseball, but let's not start on the down note, because everybody knows what the down note is. I don't want to start there. I don't want to bum you out.
Are you like, wait, hold on. Are you one of those? I got good news and I got bad news, and you're like, give me the good news first and then the bad news. You're one of those people?
No, I'm a bad news first kind of guy.
Well, then let's rip the Band-Aid off, Joe. Why are we dancing around the bad news?
All right, let's rip the Band-Aid off.
Rip it off.
Tommy John surgery for Jeffrey Springs. Let's start there. I was going to start with happier things, but whatever. You want to be negative Nancy, we'll start here. So, so no Jeffrey Springs the rest of the season. This is certainly a big blow to the Tampa Bay rotation. Obviously, we know that. We got a good question in the chat I saw here. Somebody was already asking about needing help to replace Jeffrey Springs. Would you rather add Andrew Heaney, Reed Detmers, Tyler Mahle, or Garrett Whitlock? It's a 10-team head-to-head league. Welsh, when you're looking for replacements of these guys, who would stand out to you? And that's from Timothy.
Probably it's Heaney or Detmers, one of those two. 10-team league, you can stream a whole bunch. Detmers has been a little bit wonky so far this year as far as consistency. I think he'd be the guy you could keep, but Heaney has got that little baby deGrom in him sometimes. So I think I would probably start with Heaney and keep Detmers on the docket. I will say, though, Joe, because most importantly, you're bearing the lead, that this is most painful to me, not the Rays or our listeners. This is most painful to me. And I am trying to figure out how to get through this. And the Rays screwed with us yesterday, too, over an hour, because they had this tweet that came out by one of their beat reporters that was like, hey, by the way, he's actually not going on the 60. He's going on the 15, and they're calling it a sprain. And we were like, hey, maybe good news. And they said, gotcha. Tommy John surgery is out for the year. Get out of here, kid. And I was like, oh, man, it was a brutal day, and I'm still hurting. So, send your thoughts and prayers to me.
There you go. Thoughts and prayers, which do a lot. It's a shame, too. I mean, 2-0, 0.56 ERA, 25 Ks in 16 innings. I mean, he looked great. The Rays continue to look good, though. 5th shutout of the season for them. They have a home run streak of 18 games, second longest, by the way, to what MLB team? So who has a longer home run streak? Well, if you think you know the answer, drop in the chat and you win. My eternal respect. That's it. That's all you get. But if you know, you can drop it. It's actually recent, too. It did not happen that long ago. So it's something to keep in mind. There's your hint. All right, boys and girls. Let's talk about Clayton Kershaw. Yesterday gets his 200th victory against the New York Mets, who he's always kind of owned in his career. 7 innings, 9 Ks, no earned runs. I told everybody yesterday, if you want to add this to the parlay, you do the 2 games that I had knocked off there for you, which were the Cubs against the A's, troll the A's every day, and Spencer Strider going on the mound. Those 2 things. And if you want to add a third in and bet it separately again, you can add in this game because we knew Clayton Kershaw would get the victory. He did. A lovely moment for Clayton Kershaw, a lock Hall of Famer, first ballot, correct, on your ballot?
Oh, yeah, no doubt. I don't know if you saw Chris Bassett tweeted just a little bit ago, and he said, in my books, this is kind of a wild take at the top, too, Jacob deGrom is the best. Is the best wide receiver, best starting pitcher of all time. But what Clayton Kershaw's numbers are insane. He said, he's like, looking under the numbers, it's almost unbelievable what Kershaw's done.
Yeah, it's been a great career for him. Obviously, some of those back issues have robbed him of some starts in his prime. That is very upsetting, very troubling. Speaking of upsetting and troubling, Jacob deGrom, there's a transition for you. Told reporters he expects to make his next start. So everybody, nice deep breath in, nice exhale out. This is the best case scenario if you have Jacob deGrom. The question is, are you still feeling warm and fuzzy about this? Or in the back of your head, are you screaming at like the fever pitch right now because it's just at any time anything can happen? How do you feel about this news with deGrom? I got to be excited, right? But are you concerned?
Yeah, I think it's great news. No, it's what I said yesterday. This is what you built in when you drafted your Jacob deGrom. You knew you were missing time. No one projected him at 200 plus innings.
Right.
So he was going to miss time. This was part of the scare. It didn't happen. Completely unrelated to anything he's ever had before. Sure, I think it's going to get your juices boiling a little bit. And if you don't have the stomach for Jacob deGrom, I don't know why you drafted him in the first place. But if you want to move off, you can. It's just a little scare. This is the best case scenario for Jacob deGrom. So we can all go back to our regularly scheduled waiting for him to fall programming, Joe.
By the way, I want to shout out our boy Adelgadillo here, 77, because he is at the top of our group at Betting Pros right now in our little bettingpros.com/leading off group. So Adele is crushing it right now. My bet's way on the positive as well. I got to catch up to my boy here, Adele, though. But shout out to him. And if you haven't already joined, again, we're just making picks on Betting Pros. You don't even have to be putting money in it. You're making picks. You can kind of see where you're at with certain things and see maybe you should be making investments. If you're doing
I think
a good job
Uni and Tone are top 3. I think
we are up there. Yes, I want to say some guy named Mike Mayer somewhere hovering around there as well, but I don't.
Yeah, somewhere on there. And you can check by ROI. You can check by money return. It's a fun group. Bettingpros.com/leading.
Yeah, go join. Hunter Green, he's joining the Reds for another 6 years. $53 million extension for him. Bryson Stott has a 17-game hit streak. I keep telling everybody to sell. The ISO is low. The walk rate is 1.2. The strikeout rate is 22.2.
I mean, to walk when you're hitting all day.
Look, yeah, whatever. This guy had a 650 OPS last year. I'm not buying this. This is peak Bryson Stott. Okay, he can't maintain this pace. Pick him up, sell him, do something. Shohei Ohtani, by the way, got me a dinger. That's number 3 for Joey P on the year, I believe. Maybe even 4, actually. I got to see. I don't even know where I am on the page here. I think I got 2 from Alonso over the weekend, if memory serves, right? Didn't he have 2 against the A's? I think he did. I could be wrong. I'm sure Mike Mayer will tell me I'm wrong anyway. I'm sure at some point. But anyway, Ohtani shows up in big spots. I just might have to roll over again and double down. Spencer Strider, 9 strikeouts, 6 shutout innings. He has a 14.9 K per 9 this year. Welsh, your thoughts on Spencer Strider?
Well, if you were watching also, he had a no-hitter going through, I think it was the 5th or so. I was watching some of the game, and he is the best. I mean, like all of the takes of like, could he get to the top? Yeah, he absolutely can. He just makes the 2 pitches work. He's an absolute bulldog on the mound. I love him dearly. So I expect the worst to happen soon. That's where I'm at right now.
Look, a Welshism here. Your boils juice, get your juice boiling. I think it's your blood boiling or your juice going. Did you say my juice boiling? Did you say that? Or somebody else in the chat? I don't know, but that sounds like a Welshism to me. To answer the question, by the way, because nobody's gotten it right here, the team that has the longest streak of home runs, the 2019 Mariners. There you go. So they had the longest streak there with 20. So closing in on that. By the way, again, there it is. Boom. Leading off group, bettingpros.com/leading off. Mike Mayer. Johnny on the spot there.
There you go.
With that. Let's continue on with some Nate Eovaldi, another guy we give Tony to buy. Well, yesterday, 6 innings, 5 Ks, 2 walks, 2 earned. Again, one of the easiest things you can do is look at the people in ERA the tie, and then just look at the FIPS. And there you go. There's your pitchers to buy. I mean, it's so easy every year to do this, and yet people don't do it. The A's are doing something. They're promoting Jordan Diaz and Mason Miller. So everybody's talking about Mason Miller plus Brian Rocchio also getting called up for the Guardians. Welsh, you're the prospect guru. Ooh. Take me through Diaz, Mason Miller, who makes a start today, and Rocchio as well.
I actually did not see that Rocchio got called up.
Yeah, Rocchio, 22 years old, hitting 344 with a 414, 459 slash. Sorry, I got so excited.
I love Brian Rocchio. I was at
his, by the way, as well for him for the Guardians.
I was at his pro debut when he got called up from the Dominican Republic, and he was playing on the backfields of Peoria, and he hit a homer in his pro debut. Brian Rocchio is very fun, great contact hitter, can run a bit. He's the better version of Tyler Freeman if people are out there, so I like that a lot. But Mason Miller is kind of the big one. Mason Miller hits 100, tops out around 102. He was in the Arizona Fall League. My only issue with him has been he doesn't even have 30 pro innings under his belt, and they've already called him up, which is crazy. Good for the A's, I suppose.
I mean, the A's are a waste.
They really got to pick up those wins. They got to get those wins going, so they got to get a guy up. I don't know how many innings they're going to push him, but he is a big fastball and cutter guy. Cutter can go into a slider. He's got close to a 20-mile-per-hour variance. He threw all 3 in his last start in AAA, which he struck out 11. And he had 19 or 20 whiffs. It was crazy. He had a 27 CSW, which was a 41% called strikes and whiffs that he put up there. I mean, this is a big fastball guy who's got crazy movement on all the pitches. It's going to be about command, and it's going to be about, keeping guys off. Obviously, that fastball is going to be dominant. I expect him to be good early on. I just don't know how long and how many innings he can get out of the A's. So, I'm not I wouldn't be throwing the type of fab or excitement that I would with Taj Bradley, but I think it's probably in the general range. So Mason Miller's a pickup if he's out there, especially in the short term. Books won't put any bets on him. And now that I heard that Rocchio's up, I'm very much into Rocchio if he's going to get some.
Well, that
playing
seems
time.
as though if Rocchio is getting called up, that you're going to get Ahmed Rosario going on the IL. That's what everybody anticipates here. So it might not be a very long-term thing, but again, you're looking to stream somebody. It seems like that, but Rocchio seems to be getting the call. Also, Mike Mayer just sent this to me. The leaderboard right now in terms of, where are we? ROI, Shark Psych is up there in ROI at 22.1. When you know it, this handsome bald man is number 2 at 19.3 on the positive return on investment. So follow my bets on there every single day. By the way, win percentage, Mikidia 1 is up at the top, number 1. The Welsh is number 2, and Joey P is number 3, followed by the Wonky Penguin there. So there you have it. So crushing some MLB bets. So if you're looking there again, go join the group. Go see what we're doing. Those are the April leaderboards right now. Mayor just sent it to me. So good job, Mayor. You did your one useful thing for the day. Marcus Semien, 3 straight games with a home run. Not too shabby. See, this whole time you should have been picking Marcus Semien.
Well, I told you I can't pick him right. So,
well, we'll see what happens today. All right, let's get to injury news here. We had Chas McCormick going on the IL with the back. He's having some vision problems and the back issue. So they just said, listen, why don't you just take a week off and we'll see how everything goes. Carlos Carrasco, another one bites the dust for the Mets. Elbow inflammation. This is no bueno for the Mets. It's good news for people who have David Peterson. Good news for people who have Tyler the Terrible. But the Mets rotation, I know Scherzer's going today finally, but they need Verlander back in the worst way. And again, I keep telling everybody, this is why the Ohtani thing makes so much sense. The Mets desperately need more pitching. They need more left-handed power. Ohtani fills both of those problems for them. They have the pieces to get it done. But Carlos Carrasco going IL. Look, I got 0 shares. I wasn't touching him this year. But Welsh, McGill or Peterson, who would you rather have rest of season?
I guess I'll go with McGill right now. But all of it's kind of a mess. Like you said, Verlander also announced, or it was announced that he's not going to be back in April at all. So this is going to be into May with Verlander. Well, I knew, but there's just more of an announcement on it. So I guess I would go with McGill, but it's pretty dirty right now.
It's dirty out there, like that old Christina Aguilera song. Remember when she was dirty? Remember that?
Were you a Britney Spears or Christina Aguilera? Which one?
Well, one can sing. Christina Aguilera. I
was always Aguilera. But Britney Spears depresses me now. She's very depressing. Like watching her. People send it to me because people know I'm very much not a fan of like it's very depressing to see her doing what she's doing.
Which is the Las Vegas show?
Go take a look. No. Go take a look at.
I haven't stayed up on the Britney Spears news. I remember she was fighting her dad about being set free from contracts.
She's free now. She's a free woman. But go and check out the one of her Instagram posts, Joe, or her TikToks, and tell me how you feel.
Do we know? So in other words, she should have had somebody in charge, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's depressing. Unless you like just train wrecks in front of you, it's very.
I do like a good train wreck, that's for sure.
But always Christina Aguilera before the chaos. I was always Christina Aguilera.
All right, so Beezy agrees with you on this one there too.
This is a clear cut.
All right, this is the boy. Who would have thought this was going to blow up the chat? Apparently, it is today. So there you go. The Athletics put Danny Jimenez on the 15-day IL with a shoulder strain because they can't catch a break. The Rockies activated Daniel Bard from the IL. Now he's been dealing with anxiety issues. This is not the first time this has happened with him. So we shall see, what Daniel Bard can contribute to the Rockies. But if he's right, certainly this is a good addition for them. Alex Wood, hamstring issue. He goes to the IL for 15 days. Garrett Mitchell pulled yesterday because of a shoulder issue. Then we had 2 issues with Astros guys. Kyle Tucker stayed in the game. Yordan Alvarez did not. He was dealing with it looked like an ankle injury on a swing there in the batter's box. There was discussion about keeping him in. He came out of the game. I doubt he plays today. We shall see. Joe Musgrove will make his 2023 debut on Saturday against your Arizona Diamondbacks in Arizona. You going to go?
And that's on my birthday. That's
actually.
Right. It's Saturday. So I should go, but I don't want to watch the Diamondbacks lose to Joe Musgrove, which they'll do. So I won't. It is actually Zach Gallen bobblehead day on that day too. So how fun is that?
I love it. What are you doing if you're not doing that on your birthday, what are you doing?
Not much. We're not big birthday people, but it is the big 4-0. But we'll be doing it the night before. We're gonna go see a horrible, scary Evil Dead Rises, and drink things in movie theaters and that type of stuff. Nothing crazy.
So your wife's into the horror movies? She does the horror movies?
Oh, we
Really?
are horror movie buffs. Yeah.
I am not a horror movie person. I don't get it. I don't like
Foreign
to be
horror
scared. I don't know.
movies, everything. We watch them all.
Yeah, I always wondered who those people are. I see a
we're
million
those
of these
people.
movies every year that come out, and I'm like, who watches this? Apparently, it's the Welsh.
It's us. Yeah, go to
That's
the movie theater, see them all. Yeah, she doesn't like. She can't do subtitles. I do subtitles. I love subtitles movies. She refuses to do subtitles, and I love.
What's the
a
best
good foreign-
subtitled film and it won Best Picture a couple years ago? Parasite. Did you see Parasite?
I never did watch Parasite.
Look, now it's not a horror movie, but it is
No, I know what you're
certainly, I
talking
would
about,
say, a thriller of. It's like a dark comedy-ish / suspense thriller kind of thing. It's fantastic. Absolutely start to finish fantastic. I highly recommend. Like, and if you're one of these people who doesn't like the subtitles, I'm telling you, it's worth it. Give it a shot. Parasite was great. That definitely deserved the award that year too, for whatever that's worth. All right. Speaking of deserving people, how about some love for Eduardo Rodriguez? Let's talk about this for fun.
How about
Delivered a great performance against the Guardians, 8 scoreless innings, 10 strikeouts. He's got 14 swings and misses on 99 pitches in that game. The impressive 3 ERA, 104 whip, 19 Ks, 5 walks. So I know it's just one start, but there's a lot of people out there who are saying that Eduardo Rodriguez was a pitcher they were buying back in on this year. Are you one of those people who thinks that was a good idea?
Well, clearly it was a good idea right now, because what was it, from nothing, from rags to riches at this point? That's what you're getting from him. Do I think it's going to continue? I do not. I think what the Tigers are doing are not sustainable. I'd also point out he's got an 81% left on base percentage, which is like 7 to 8% higher than it's ever been in his career. Also, his xFIP is into the 4s currently. So I've just never believed it. But this is also, I'd point out, like, I'm very skeptical of guys that I've been hard out on in the early year. Like yesterday with Bellinger, I'm just like, I'm not super interested. And he goes out, boom, last night.
Right, 5 hits.
I'm just very skeptical of these Aprils from players that have consistently been inconsistent. And Eduardo is one of those. And I just look at his low K numbers. He is walking a lot less, which I think is really critical.
Yeah, that's a positive.
But I do
how
think
good could you be on the Detroit Tigers? I mean, this is a very frustrating thing about Major League Baseball at this point because of the lack of competitive balance. You have these teams like the A's and the Nationals and to a certain extent the Tigers too, even though they have all these young kids who are going to come and change everything. Well, no one's really changed anything yet. No, Riley Green had a good game yesterday, but it's frustrating. I feel for those fan bases, and it shows in the attendance numbers. They're terrible. But it does suck that you have these bottom feeder teams. And I know that happens in every league to a certain extent, but it's more drastic in baseball because it's such a long season. So it's so exposed, I think, over time, how bad some of these teams are. And it just, like I said, it just sucks on a nightly basis.
I think the Tigers are actually really depressing because the Tigers want to win. They wanted to win.
Well, because are the Tigers more depressing in a way?
Yeah, they are. The A's aren't. The A's are embarrassing. They deserve to go to another city at this point with how the organization treats it. But the Tigers, it hurts, I think, more for Tigers fans. Paul Sporer, our dear friend, is a Tigers fan because they have made efforts. They had this theoretical great draft class of pitchers, and they've made free agent moves, but they just made all the wrong moves. Every move they made.
Casey Mize was supposed to be a thing. Like we just keep waiting.
Tariq Skubal, all of them.
Yeah, it's just nothing's worked here. Also, this is wacky, but we got to talk about this. So they're experimenting here with some different rules, apparently. Now, I like the rules changes. Again, for the record, I'm all in on most of these. 99% of the things that have changed, the game is much better. This one of these two is good. The other one is a hot mess, horrible idea, especially in modern day baseball. So the one that I am okay with is MLB is testing out the designated pinch runner. So basically, there's one player that not in the starting lineup that can be listed as a designated pinch runner and can be substituted into the game as a base runner at any point without a true substitution being made. So in other words, you get a hit, you come off, some guy's a pinch. It's like Little League. I mean, that's a rule
that's a Billy Hamilton's career would have been saved.
Well, yeah. And again, maybe they'll make a musical about Billy Hamilton someday. That would be great. A hip hop musical about Billy Hamilton. That's maybe what some people in the chat thinks that Hamilton is actually about. But I will say this. You look at you. You love that. You were not ready for that. Look at your face.
I'm so upset about that. Yeah,
you're
go ahead.
So happy and upset at the same time. But yeah, this is, if you played Little League, I mean, this is a rule in Little League, which is kind of funny they're bringing it in. Again, is it adding more excitement to the game? Sure. This one is the dumbest thing ever, though. The double hook rule, where they want to say if a pitcher doesn't go 5 innings, that the team loses the ability to have a DH. And I think that is we can get guys to go 4 innings, let alone 5 all the time. I mean, this is insane. Like, that is the dumbest thing ever. This one I don't even understand. Do you get that one?
No, the double hook, I'm not even sure what they're doing. I actually think that have you ever been like at a company where there's a guy, you don't really know what he does and he doesn't know what he does. And then he just has to sit there. Yeah. Okay. This is their Mike Mayer. He's just sitting there trying to be like worthwhile and come up with something crazy. He's like, hey guys, he busts in the door. He's like Kramer. Hey guys, I got this idea. It's called the double hook. And everyone's like, all right. And then like, well, you could do that in the Atlantic League. Have fun there, buddy. Like, it's stupid. The pinch runner's stupid. I don't mind it as much.
So look at there. He likes the pinch runner. He doesn't like the pinch runner, but he loves the double hook. Why do you love the double hook?
He likes it because it pushes teams to make sure they go 5. I think that's what people would kind of assume is like if you want to push all your pitchers to go 5, it kills openers, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It kills the idea of
that's what Mayer's point
double backing and openers and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. So but I just think like we're done. We don't need a rule change every single year. Like we're done. Like we're already adjusting.
And this is the problem. Year. Major League Baseball sees this and they go, okay, rules change is good. People like it. Everything's going well. Let's do more. No. This is when you Costanza and you get out on a high note and you stop it. That's what you do. This is a weird. I don't like this at all. That will never make the major leagues. Bradley
how about this? Look at Mary. He's like, if a starting pitcher doesn't last 5 innings, his family has to leave. How about if he doesn't last 5 innings, his family has to pick up the popcorn and the whole.
I was going to say his family has to pick up all the popcorn that is dropped over. That's Anthony Bass has to go out there and pick up all these things. Like it's so terrible. It's like when you redo your house, right? And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, we just redid the house, everything's nice, and then all of a sudden like you start doing 1 or 2 renovations too much, and the next thing you know, like the whole thing looks terrible. Whatever it is, like you ruin the whole thing. It's enough. Just stop. Quit while you're ahead.
We're good, MLB.
3 up and 3 down. Taj Bradley, he's going to have a rotation spot for a while, in my opinion. So I'm very glad that I overspent on Taj Bradley. He is now 2-0, 5 1/3, 9 Ks. No earned runs. Again, he's facing lesser competition. I don't care. You can only be good against who you're going against. JD Martinez, 4 for 5. What a night for him. 2 dongs for him. Dodgers a 5-0 victory over the Mets. Chris Sale, 11 Ks for him, awesome. 1 earned over 6 innings. So is Chris Sale back? The K numbers have always been good. Was this just a matter of Chris Sale having to find the touch of pitching again, considering he really hadn't pitched much in the last 2 years? Is that all we were at?
Yeah, I think so. This is also why I tend to want to be like really stern about the type of drops I make early on in the season. Because like we were at a level where like he might be done. But if you have that like anxiousness,
I don't think I was at drop level with Sale.
No,
but
I'm not saying you.
I was at trade level, sure.
There's a lot of people that were just on an out, but you want to hold off. Now it's 1 start though. You don't want to be like he's back, he's good. But it was a fantastic start. I think it's a really good sign. And if you held tight, I think you're in a pretty good spot for him to kind of get leveled back out.
Oh, Michael crushed it. Chris Sale got the monkey off his shoulders. There you go. Can we get a t-shirt with a monkey on Welsh's shoulder? Can we do that? It's not even your saying. It's just a Welshism.
We need that clip. We need that Neto clip. We need to pull that.
It's so good. Here's a good question from Tim, actually. Taj Bradley, innings cap. He threw 133 last year, so I don't see why he can't go into the 160s this year. What do you think?
Yeah, I think
not that much. 30 more? 160?
Yeah, I would say like somewhere between 130 again and 150. I think there's a little bit of the difference in the rigors of like Major League Baseball and pitching there for guys that they don't want to like just stack on a whole bunch more innings. I think it's somewhere between 130 and 150.
All right, that's fair. So I'm a little bit more bullish there. 3 down. Nick Lodolo, a loss, 4 2/3. He was very upset about Hunter Green's contract, so he just decided to say, screw it.
He looked so bad. It is. I watched that because I had something on the K prop. He was so bad. It was unbelievable. He could command nothing. His breaking pitch was flying in the dirt. His fastball was up every time. It's the worst I've seen a pitcher look in quite a while. He was so awful. And they just let him go out there. They're like, see ya, have fun.
Yeah. Starling Marte 0 for 4 with the hat trick, 3 Ks. Lance Lynn, another bad day start. I just want to point this out to everybody. So he gave up the 10 hits and the 5 earned in 5 innings. But here you go. So 2 starts at night. He has a 3.86 ERA, 16 strikeouts, 4 walks in 11 innings. In the daytime this year, 2 starts. He's got a 12 ERA, 19 hits in 9 innings. Can we let the old man pitch at night for the love of God? I guess last night they didn't have a choice because Lucas Giolito doesn't like to pitch in the morning too. We know that about him from that time he had to pitch at Boston that time. So he doesn't like the daytime starts either. So clearly the White Sox rotations are night owls. Look, if you have Lance Lynn and you have a day game on the slate, just don't play him there. I don't know what it is. I don't know if he's got the sleep apnea or something where he doesn't have good night's sleep. I don't know what's going on.
He's hangry. He hasn't really eaten. Not enough eaten yet in the day. He's a little hangry. He gets those early. Yeah.
Get enough eaten. I always love that I always love that story that Wade Boggs had chicken every single day. I could do that. I could eat chicken every single day before a game. Before this show, I could eat chicken every single day.
You should. You should do an episode. I have a funny story to tell you off air now. That's making.
Yeah.
No, it's with another company in chicken. It's funny. But you should have you should do a drumstick every single day. Get a sponsor.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah. More sponsor. Well, keep trying to get that KFC sponsor. We had a big thing. We almost got it. So I was working on it. Love the dipping sauces. I mean, this is what we're talking about here. All right, let's get to some prize picking because that's what we're really here to do because they are our sponsor. They care about us and they care about you. Use that promo code leading off. PrizePicks will match your $100 deposit up to 100% because they're wonderful people changing the world and helping you play daily fantasy in a more fun and exciting way. But make sure you use that promo code leading off when you do. You like that? That's my. Why'd
you get all? No, I didn't like when you did that. You're like,
no, is it unsettling?
No,
do you enjoy the prize picks?
Yeah.
All right. I was 3 for 3, by the way, yesterday in the prize picks.
You hit one. Nice.
3 for 3.
Well, no, you hit your price. You got to hit all 3.
Hit the prize pick. Yes. So yes, I misinterpreted what you said. So go ahead. I can't actually make them because I live in New Jersey, which is very upsetting to me because I would like to be doing this. So all I can do is recommend them, but I'm on a tear. I also hit the
tear it up
the parlay yesterday. If you added,
let's hear yours. Don't hear mine. I'm the dummy. Let's hear yours.
No, okay. Well, you're not the dummy. I wouldn't go that far. Today, Griffin Canning, pitcher strikeouts 4.5. I'm going the over on that one.
Kind of like that one.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. I mean, it's a weird, a lot of day games today. It's a getaway day, but the Yankee lineup without Stanton's not quite the same lineup. I think there's a lot of strikeouts in there, and I'm curious to see Canning. I actually added him my ad drop, my video, I should say, the waiver wire video is coming out tomorrow. He's a part of this. Now, if he gets blown up against the Yankees, okay, maybe that changes my tune, and I did say that. But if he's even just mediocre or decent, he's rostered just 10% of leagues. I've got another 5 guys along with Canning to add. I know Welsh has his trade video out too. If you haven't already subscribed to FantasyPros MLB, so you know when these videos come out and click the bell for notifications. But I'm going with Canning on the 4.5 Ks. Patrick Wisdom total bases 0.5. This is like a gimme. Let's go the over. I mean, this guy can't be stopped. And Trey Turner, 8.5 fantasy points. I'm going the over. So, Welsh, what do you have for the prize picking?
One little, I want to give everybody an insider thing was really funny because I do some of the back end stuff when I post episodes. I want to point out how difficult it is to do trade videos and how they're perceived so much differently too. Joe doesn't have it easy, but doing a waiver video is so much better. You want to know why? Because
why do you think I picked that one when they asked?
I totally understand it because I went and looked in, and this isn't bad. I don't know what it is in the past, but I can see the like percentage on videos, and I was doing that, and I looked because I was doing something, and I saw the like percentage and every waiver wire video, 99.9%, because you're not saying anything negative about anybody. Trade videos, I still was good, 97.9%, 96.5%. So go in and like the video because it's so much more difficult to talk about someone.
It is
because as soon as you say it, someone's like, well, that's my guy. What? This guy sucks. Hit unlike.
Here, you know what I say? I say if people don't like it, then you're not doing your job. You're speaking the truth. You're telling people how it is. If they don't like it, that's too bad.
Let's do it. All right, prize picks. That was a little inside baseball.
What kind of loser gives a thumbs down on a YouTube video? What kind of? I mean, seriously,
we know those people are. Start doing
that. Losers.
Exactly. I am in a F it mode. I'm in an F it mode today because I'm not hitting my homers. I need to lock down a prize pick. So when we say F it, we're gonna start with my brand. Corbin Carroll. Screw it. Corbin Carroll, highest in the lineup. He's going in about 20 minutes, 10 minutes. He's hitting third today, something I thought they could do. Going up against Woodford. Yes. So give me his fantasy score, 6.5. I'm going to pair that with Trey Turner, who has beat up Mike Clevenger in the past. Total bases, 1.5. And then, what the hell? Let's go Joe Ryan, fantasy score, 31.5 over because he's been doing it. That's my stupid prize picks. Let's go. It's a very nice prize pick, but it's my stupid picks.
It's very good. But I know you're angry. Let's get to the bets of the day. It's a weird betting day. But again, we want you to join the group, bettingpros.com. look, download the app. It's free. It's fun. Go sign up, bettingpros.com/leadingoff, and just be a part of this. This is great. And again, if you're trying to get into this, if you're intimidated by it, don't be. You can see our picks. You can interact with us on the show here. You can ask questions there. You can hit us up on Twitter, of course. It's a fun thing to do. And look, back on track today. I'm going to go with another one of these. This is going to be the third day in a row, or 3 of the last 4, I should say, where I just think the line is wrong. Johnny Brito is somehow the favorite in this game after he got absolutely obliterated last time. I can't imagine what that kid's confidence is right now. And he's facing the Angels. So the Angels on the money line at plus 123. Give it to me. I want it. So I'm all in on that. If you want to add it to something else, add it to the Twins and Joe Ryan against the Red Sox and Corey Kluber. They're minus 130 favorites, but if you put them together, you get plus 278 over on BettingPros if you put the Angels with the Twins. So you take the upset and the sure thing.
I like that.
Yesterday I took 2 sure things, and I was going to give you the third one if you wanted to add it, the Dodgers yesterday, because I thought that was pretty much a lock, but a little bit more dangerous because the Mets are a good team. So you always run that risk. But if you did the 2 and then the 2 with the Dodgers, you had a hell of a night last night. The only other thing, too, that I liked is Joe Ryan, 5.5 Ks. Again, plus 124. You get that over on BettingPros. Go check that out. Welsh, what do you have for the betting world today?
Yeah, I might take that bet. I might take that money line bet. I like that.
Let's go.
A couple I got here. Jose Ramirez, Adley hits parlay. Put those 2 together. Adley is in a good match, as is Jose. They're both in good matchups against pitchers with a plus 108 for a single hit. I've been liking those. I've got a Twins money line first 5. And you can do it 2 ways. You can do the money line, which is minus 140 if you want to do that, or you can do them up by a run, and it's almost even money by 1 run. So it's the Twins. So we're very much in on the Twins here. And then a couple prop stuff. I like Mountcastle total bases 1.5 plus 120, and Shohei Ohtani plus 120 on his total bases. So a couple of the bets I'm going to be rocking. I also had Drew Rasmussen strikeouts going. He's pitching right now, though, so that wasn't anything I could give.
Well, you can bet it live still. So if anybody was watching,
he's only got one through 1 inning as the Rays
go bet it live,
absolutely
everybody.
Destroying the Reds. Yeah,
there you go. DFS is weird today. I like the ISO 4-game slate on DK, and I don't play much on DK, but I think that's the best way to approach it. Griffin Canning is 6.1K, right? So he's my secondary arm. Joe Ryan 9.6. Again, when I make an investment, I'm in. So we might as well go across the board. Toronto and the Angels are the 2 lineups I like. Dubon is a player too. He's going to hit the top of the order with Chas McCormick out at 3.1 for the Houston Astros. Julian's at the top of the order at 2.6, and then Zach Neto at 3.1. Those are some values on the DK side. Now, the home run board has not changed from yesterday. So even though I am starting to make my way up it, I'm not at 6 yet, so I can't be there yet. Well, I got a good feeling about today. I feel like today is the day for you to get a home run. So I am going to go with Shohei Ohtani. I'm letting it ride here 2 days in a row. Ohtani's a big boy who shows up in big moments. He likes the big stage. Welsh, your official home run call of the day is
Corbin Carroll. I'm just doing it. Screw it. I'm going to go with the non-traditional homer guy. It doesn't matter. I'm the biggest loser of this group right now. So I'm all in. Corbin Carroll. I'm going with the homer call today for him.
You deserve it. With all the Jeffrey
more
Springs
homers
stuff,
than walks. He won't walk today.
You deserve a home run from Corbin Carroll. You not only do you deserve a home run, you deserve one from Corbin Carroll today. That's what I say.
I do. So I deserve a walk and 2 homers. Is what I deserve.
That's like, hey, on the walk. 2 homers would be great. Then you're flying up the board. Next thing you know, Mayor's taking Nolan Arenado. Of course he is. So it's a fun contest. Again, if you want to join, fantasypros.com/chat. Again, join our Discord. It's free to join, but you got to be premium. So go to fantasypros.com/premium to upgrade today, or subscribe to Fantasy Pros MLB. Drop a comment below, and somebody's going to win a 1-year free premium upgrade. Takes you through MLB season, through NFL season, through draft season of this year for NFL, next year for MLB. My God, what a time to be alive. Incredible. And don't forget to download my playbook too, because my playbook can help you manage all your rosters, set all of your lineups, make sure you get all your waiver claims in, everything. It's right there. The greatest tool suite you'll ever see. And for people, if you had a rough start to your season in MLB, I had a buddy of mine who hasn't played fantasy baseball in 3 years. He signed up for Fantasy Pros. True story. With my buddy Kurt. Signed up, used the Fantasy Pros tools, went premium, used them for the draft. He is now leading this 16-team league that he's in. He is the number 1 team. Use the draft tools, using all the all the stuff. And he's like, this is the greatest thing ever. He's like, it's literally like cheating. And, it feels good. I'm a Patriots fan, so I know all about the cheating. It's great. Just give me W's. That's all I care about. How do we get there? See, I went blue. So Welsh gets a home run today, ladies and gentlemen. We're calling it here on the show. The streak ends. We're good vibes. We're leaving the Jeffrey Spring stuff in the dust. I don't want to talk about it anymore. It's over. Corbin Carroll goes yard. Welsh gets on the board. Good things. Because that would be your second, right? You do have one, don't you?
I have one. I got one.
It's okay.
It's the loneliest number that there'll ever be.
It can be. By the way, last bit here too. Julio Rodriguez is smoking balls all over the place. I know he only had a couple hits yesterday, but he hit some scorching balls yesterday that were out, especially that one to end the game. I'm telling you, Julio's starting to heat up. It's a good time to be watching the baseball. So we hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to subscribe to Fantasy Pros MLB and go play PrizePicks with that promo code leading off. That'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on. For the Welsh, I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids. Get on the board. Let's go.